I was approached last semester to expose our students to coding. So Ms. Jackson, Ms. Card, and I took a school bus down to Palm Springs and attended the Q conference, the student portion. Took some kids with us, and those kids were so amazed. And so now we're able to introduce the kids this year to coding at the school sites.
I've been coding since early last month. One thing that I like about coding is I get to make the shapes in coding. I learned in Khan Academy.
I kind of learned the basics of computer programming and just like, like the game systems, you learn how to create a game. You learn how to, learn the basics of the foundation of the game so you can get into like, higher, things like, web designing and creating an actual game or, just learning, the 1-0. Those are a way of communicating with the computer, so that's pretty dope.
Like at the beginning of coding, I was not into coding at all. I honestly was like, oh, do we have to do this? But now that I'm doing it and I understand it more because they teach us like step by step, it's way easier for me and I'm starting to like it more and more.
Coding gives them possibilities. Coding gives them a future where they didn't see it before.
These students have so much potential. I knew at first it would be difficult, but once we got them involved in the program, we took them into the computer lab, they started doing it, I started noticing a change. There was less complaining and more excitement.
One of the coolest things I learned about coding is learning how to put shapes and dimensions in, and you can also make it as big as you want it, how far you want it from, as small as you want it, like so many perceptions you can use.
One thing that I like about coding is that it's teaching us things that we're going to need for the future because the world is evolving with more and more technology. When you do finish it, then you'll be really proud of yourself because it's a long time. It'll take like a long journey of yours. And it'll take patience and it'll just make you keep thinking about it, and then it teaches you that it's okay if it's wrong and it's okay if you need to start over.
When we started to expose them to the Khan Academy, to the Codar, or to the coding, we saw that yes, they did get frustrated. It was something that's really hard, especially if you've never seen it before, but they started to persevere. In the Latin American countries, it's called ganas, the will, and I saw the will from kids.
Some of the memorable moments working with these students has just been seeing them develop, being able to see their curiosity take over, and I don't have to motivate them. They're self-motivated. Several of the students have told me out of their own words that coding gives them power.
Well, in my essay, I just really talk about how I'm confident and I can just go and tackle any project that you throw at coding, and it's just like, with Khan Academy coding, it helps you go through everything from step 1 all the way to the last project.
Coding in the future, I believe that it could become a career for me, possibly.
They say that it's a good possibility in jobs, so that can help me a lot in my future jobs if I ever want to get a job that is based on coding. So I feel like it'd be a good thing for me in my future.
It's just interesting because it's different from the history and the writing and the books. So you're not doing just pen and paper. It's you're getting involved in the computer with things that are in the now instead of things that are in the past or things that have been learned multiple times. So I think it's like a new thing. It's new and it's kind of exciting. Once you learn how to do that.
One thing I like about coding is it's a challenge. It's a big challenge. Sometimes it's complicated. Sometimes it's easy. You never know what you're gonna get with coding.
Mostly all of them admitted how coding is a challenge and they want to quit, but they can't, because once you start tapping into something that they've never done before, they cannot stop. I've seen projects of them creating apps already, and I've seen web page design. I've seen kids working on projects that reminded me when we did the Pong game with Atari back in the day when I was a teenager. So this coding has opened the eyes for these kids, and they did not think that they had the opportunity to do so.
It was hard at first, but I got it. It's really frustrating at first, but if you take your time and patience to do it, you could always do it. Just don't give up on yourself. That's my advice.
Hopefully by me dipping into coding, it can just show other females that it's not that hard. Nobody's smarter than anybody. And as long as we all have the same opportunity, we all have the same goal, we can all make it in the field.
I never believed in the educational gap. I believe in the opportunity gap. And now the kids at Tri-City, Barber Phelps, and Yucca Valley, they have the gap closing right now.